retires and get out the military, we must not only think about the veterans, but we must also think about the dependents, their dependents. We need someone to advocate for policies and initiatives to improve the quality of life for our brave men and women who sacrifice to serve our nation. I will support those issues and enhancement of the state military economies and improvement of the justice outcome for all veterans. And I go as far as saying that the VA, that must be oversight. One of the worst things that I've seen since retirement is that to go to the VA and to see a veteran, whether that has fought in the World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and even our most recent wars, the global war on terrorism and so forth, for the customer service, the people to talk to our veterans the way that they do. So we have to ensure that there's complete oversight. What I would like to do and ensure when I talk about oversight of the VA, to ensure that there are audits. We have veterans committing suicide daily, and more so, we have more female veterans committing suicide than male veterans. There's something wrong with that picture. We must find out what is going on, okay? And there has to be oversight. And we have to ensure that there are qualified doctors working at the VA. I'm committed to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's one last subject. I'm going to recap you right quick. This area that we've covered, that you have issues with and concerns with, and that you're going to be addressing as a representative of the Congressional First District: healthcare, criminal justice, education, labor, Social Security, civil rights and racial justice, agriculture, environment, and especially EPA, veterans and military, and last but not least, poverty in the state of Alabama. Talk about poverty and helping the state of Alabama move from being dead last in so many areas, and education is one of them. But poverty, how does it impact the whole state and its makeup?
Well, Alabama has the sixth highest poverty rate in the U.S. This is totally unacceptable, and we must change the status quo. I'm embarrassed to know that fact, in that sense. Millions of people in this country live in poverty. Hardship, material deprivation, experience from poverty lead to stressors that inhibit intellectual and emotional development. Alabama, at this time, we have to do better, about our people. We have to advocate to ensure, again, that our people are taken care of, whether it's with education, medical, health care. There are several reasons why you or I may not know why there's poverty or why it exists, but we must attack this. We must ensure that our people are taken care
of. There is an area that there is a great deal of conversation and thoughts in regards to immigration.
Right.
And I want to briefly make a comment in regards to immigration.
Okay.
Alabama and this nation has enjoyed the fruits of cheap labor for years.
Oh.
This nation became the wealthiest nation in the world on the backs of cheap labor. And what is changing now is that the people from Guatemala or Mexico and other places that labor for Alabama to put food on our tables, those people need jobs just like everybody else. And there is a pervasive attitude in some arenas that those people are taking jobs that nobody else wants, that nobody do want. But when they raided those chicken factories a while, weeks back, those people were in there cutting up and killing chickens. And we all love a chicken dinner. But how many of us will go into them factories with them sharp knives, cut up that chicken, and clean them chickens? Talk about immigration and the problem that it has in the state. Let me say this before you speak. My perspective on immigration is this. All of the presidents from President Barack Obama, the Bushes, Reagan, all of them ducked and dodged immigration, just like the President Trump. He is using it, but they all contribute to where we are right now by failing to do a comprehensive immigration system. You got the mic, go.
Well, I just have to say that America has always been a nation of immigrants. Just think back through time. People from other nations, many who have arrived on these very shores, both with and without documentation, have enriched our society and made tremendous contributions to our economy. So I believe in the diversity that enriches our culture, that grows our economy and spurs innovation. But I do also believe that our current immigration system is broken. Unfairly tears families apart. When you think about, as you mentioned, the raids on the chicken factories down, over in Mississippi. Okay, but what you have to consider, and what we should all consider, is that someone hired those individuals. So who's at fault really? Those individuals are here. But that must be a reform. I'm not saying this is right by no means. What I'm saying that if they're ineligible, they are just that, and they need to be documented. Okay, so it's a very sensitive subject, but on the same token, we are a country of fairness. There's no reason why families should be torn apart. We have to reform this system so that it works. It's a win-win situation.
I think that one of the elements about the immigration is that the powerful draw of cheap labor and industries, especially the chicken labor and industry in here in Alabama, controlled by one of the wealthiest companies in the world, allow those men and women to work undocumented, just like you said. They should be held accountable as well. Not only the small laborer who's just trying to feed his family. I think the organizations that disregard the laws of documentation should be held accountable too. They should be made to, whenever a person is to make sure the person is documented and put in a proper perspective to work.
Right.
We've covered a number of powerful issues that impact the United States, this nation, as well as the state of Alabama. But is there an issue that we have not covered that is in the forefront of your mind, is one of the driving forces that is causing you to run for the representative of Congressional District 1?
I'll just simply say that, I want to be a congressman for all the people. It's as simple as that. I won't make empty promises, especially promises that I can't keep. I want to listen to my constituents and see what's there on their mind. That goes back to that platform concept that if citizens have an issue, then that becomes my issue, my concern. And as a congressman, who the people elected, I have an obligation to take care of that issue the best that I can to help that individual out or the individuals out. So again, I won't make empty promises. There's no one particular issue, because as I travel this district, over the last 17 months, there's a plethora of issues out there, and some are systemic and some are different. However, they're all equally as important. And so there's not one driving issue or concern that motivates me to run for office. I just want to be a candidate to advocate on behalf of the people.
Well, Mr. Everhart, I do appreciate your honesty, your integrity, and your powerful voice for a paradigm shift in leadership for Congressional District number 1 here in the state of Alabama. Tell the people, in regards to listening, how they can become volunteers, how they can make a contribution, how they can get on the team, who they can call, your campaign managers, flyers, yard stickers. Just lay it all out, how they can get their hands on it and how they say join the team.
Well, first of all, Mr. Howard, again, thank you for allowing me to come on board for a brief moment and to the citizens of Alabama. We have a wonderful opportunity to be a beacon of light for the nation to follow. We can resurrect a renewed desire to be repairers of the breach. Okay? The year 2020 is our wake-up call for a new vision. So if you like what I'm saying, please go to our website, jamesaverhart.com. That is jamesaverhart.com. Please click on the button to be a supporter. You can click on the button to donate. The telephone, you want to talk to someone directly, the number is there on the website. Dial that number, and you will get someone to speak to in regards to the campaign. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, give me a call, let me know. And I have no problem with traveling all over the district to sit down with one individual or a group of individuals, to hear what's on your mind, because I definitely want to know. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a politician, but I have the experience to fix things, and I'll do my best to work for the people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As we close in, we got about 18 minutes of live streaming time. We did 42 minutes of conversation. I'm going to tell you, I've enjoyed the conversation. I hope we will do it again. What I would really would like to do is between here and now and 2020, perhaps we can do several call-in shows with listeners that, as you campaign, you can line them up, give them the telephone number. We can schedule it, and they can call in, talk to you personally about issues as we're talking here now. But I do appreciate you speaking forwardly about the issues concerning the state of Alabama and this nation. I do appreciate that.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you for having me.
Okay. I'm going to run last time a promo ad for you that I put together a few minutes ago, and we run it all of our broadcasts, regardless of what the broadcast is. We will run that promo for you. How can I get my hands on some of your signs? I had to go when you were giving out signs before. What do we need to do to get signs?
Just give me a call. Give me a call, okay, Mr. Howard, and with the team, they'll bring them to you. That's simple.
Okay.
I have a headquarters in Mobile, Alabama, and we're setting up a headquarters in Monroeville. And essentially what we're looking to do is have an office in each county. Okay. But if they call someone, we'll call the number. You will call the number on the website, and we'll have those signs delivered to your front door, and they'll even put them in your yard for you.
Okay. All right. That is absolutely great. All right. Now, if you want to contact Mr. James Averhart, become a volunteer, phone number is 1-251-216-1411. Or you can email info@jamesaverhart.com. Or you can sit down to pen and paper through snail mail, P.O. Box 40661, Mobile, Alabama 36604. Mr. Averhart, thank you, son. And it's not about no luck. It's about preparation and work.
Yes, sir. Absolutely correct.
All right.
We are ready to work for the citizens of Alabama.
Thank you, sir. And
Thank
God
you.
bless.
You too, sir. Bye now.
All right. Bye-bye. Mr. James Averhart, man, laying it on the line for the state of Alabama, Congressional District number 1. Go out, get registered, and vote. It is important that you get registered and vote. You're listening to Howcee Gospel, Blog Talk Radio, coming to you from 231 6th Avenue down south in the big city of Beatrice, Alabama. More coming your way here on Howcee Gospel, Blog Talk Radio. The place where you want to be is at Howcee Gospel, Blog Talk Radio.
Time for a paradigm shift in leadership
And look,